will we partner with Kimiko? I'm sorry. Kimiko, I don't think I want to be a vampire. The vampires are more likely to lose. It's just a simple numbers game, nothing personal.
You would rather I lose alone?
That is so harsh, man. I'm sorry, but I just have too much left to do here, and I don't want to risk losing everything just for this. Kimiko nodded slowly as she digested my words.
I understand.
Thank you, Kimiko. So real quick, you are not allowed to reject her. If you do, you automatically make the jump. I mean, like her romantic advance. You're only able to get this far by doing the whole "you are my forever" thing. She flinched in reaction to hearing her full name from my lips after I made my promise. I knew I'd betrayed her, but I couldn't risk dying and leaving the rest of the crew with little to no hope of escaping after this predicament. Kimiko stood up and her gaze lingered on my face for a moment before turning and leaving without saying another word. Not long after her departure, we were summoned to the dining hall. I found the whole crew already there, waiting outside in the hallway, speaking in hushed voices amongst themselves.
Welcome, welcome. Today's the day you all become proud parents, or the undead. Each round takes half an hour. Within that period, you and a single unique partner may enter the dining hall to breed. Once you have bred, please leave the hall so others may use the space. When the round comes to an end, I will announce the birth tally and round 2 will begin. After 3 rounds, the game will come to an end, along with someone's life. I just can't explain how much I love this game. I don't know if it's the death or the breeding, but this game makes me so excited. I'll be waiting inside the dining hall to join you together in your partnerships. Round 1 starts now. Toodles!
Dial up through the wall of the dining hall. I scanned the room. Who should I breed with? Before I could make a decision, Shizuka and Kashi approached me.
Hey, deja vu much?
What?
She's referring to the Make 10 game, I think.
That was like a month ago. I guess this was similar in a way. Trust in people is a vital element to winning.
Katashi and I aren't vampires. Are you?
No, I'm not.
Shall we have a 3-way breed then?
What exactly do you mean by that, Shizuka?
Well, if none of us are vampires, why don't we take turns to breed with each other?
That makes sense. Then we can make the most babies.
Exactly. So in round 1, how about you choose which one of us you'll breed with? It will put your mind at ease knowing that we're not playing you as a pair of vampires.
Although I already knew that neither of them was a vampire, it was cute that they worked so hard to prove that. Sure, that sounds great.
So, who's the lucky participant, big boy?
Let's go with Kanashi.
I knew you'd make the right choice.
Shizuka pouted like a child. She was such a sore loser.
Let's get a move on. It appears that the captain and Beatrix have just finished in there.
I looked over to see Beatrix and Kimiko walk away from the dining hall. Guess it made sense that of all the crew members, Kimiko would choose to sacrifice Beatrix if she were to win. Felt bad for Beatrix, though. She clearly had no idea this was happening. And we just have a blank text box here. Kadashi and I entered the dining hall.
What a beautiful couple. So strong, so elegant, so...
Devastatingly handsome?
Well, you're no Nicholas, but I'll give you a solid 6.
A 6? Is that a joke?
Want me to knock that down to a 5 there, buddy?
Oh, Dai! Has anyone mentioned how radiant you look today? Have you upgraded your hologram projection field software because you're looking super high resolution?
Did I say 5? I meant 9.
Yes, everyone present is very attractive. Let's breed.
I prefer to wine and dine before getting down to business, but I guess I can make an exception for you, handsome.
That's the spirit. Place your hands on your respective terminals and bada bing, bada boom, instant babies.
We followed Dai's instructions and left to meet back up with Shizuka.
Finished? How'd it go?
Pretty painless. I'll be honest though, I would have preferred more time alone with this hunk here.
Kashi winked at me before glancing back down to check the time.
Looks like we have about 10 more minutes before this round is over. Let's say we go grab some snacks for everyone.
Really?
There's someone here, and we'll be their last. So let's make sure they go out with a full belly, at least.
We nodded in agreement, and the three of us hurried to the kitchen to put together a hasty feast. We returned 5 minutes later with more than enough slices of cake for everyone.
Cake!
Who let her out of the cage? Melody hurtled towards us. I couldn't fault her enthusiasm. Kashi's cakes were worth dying for. That sounded worse when I realized that soon that would be very true. I handed the pieces out. First to Melody, then to Nicholas. Shizuka and Kashi distributed some to Beatrix and the captain. Did you breathe this round, Nicholas?
Oh, yes. I went with Melody. Beatrix and I had to be sure that we could protect her. We opted to not breed together in the first round, just in case.
The unfairness of the situation wasn't lost on me. The Vogels were trying their best to protect Melody, and yet they were the ones being thrown under the bus by the captain. Dai appeared, interrupting any further thoughts.
Thank you all for participating in Vampire Children. Here are the results of round 1. Ta-da!
The results were pretty much what I expected them to be. 4 humans created, 1 vampire, total of humans 4, vampire 1.
Round 2 starts now!
Dai disappeared as we worked out our next plan of attack. Shizuka, Kanashi, and I turned to each other to begin discussing this round when Melody approached us.
Monkey, I want to go with you.
Nicholas was close behind her.
Melody, you need to go with Beatrix.
But I don't want to go with Beatrix.
Tisk.
Nicholas tried his best to remain calm as he spoke to Melody through gritted teeth.
What about if you go with Monkey next round after Beatrix?
No! I want to go with Monkey now!
She wouldn't be swayed by anything that he said. Nicholas pulled me aside, looking desperate.
Swear to me on your life that you are not the vampire. Promise me right here and now.
Nicholas, I am not the vampire. Nicholas sighed with a mixture of relief and exhaustion.
Very well. Could I ask you to please partner with Melody this round? I will make her go with Beatrix next time.
I knew that if she partnered with Beatrix, she would become a vampire. Perhaps going with her now would be the best course of action to ensure that she would not be in danger of being short of points. I nodded at Nicholas, who smiled back in response before turning to Melody.
Melody, I will make you a deal. You can go with him this round. Next round, you have to go with Beatrix, okay?
Melody's face lit up like he had told her she could have her birthday early this year.
I promise.
Very well.
I took Melody's hand and led her into the dining hall where Dai was waiting in the same spot as last time. Please say it, Dai, please say it.
Wow! Cradle snatcher much?
You may say I'm robbing the cradle, but I say she's robbing the grave.
Monkey and I are making a baby together.
Aw, that's nice for you both.
Dai's hologram reached over to pinch Melody's cheeks before turning to me.
Seriously, you could have this whenever you wanted, and you choose her instead.
Dai pointed to herself with a look of dismay. Let's just get on with this, Dai.
Fine. Please place your hands on the terminals to consummate your union.
We both did so, Melody beaming at me as she did. We headed out, passing the captain and Nicholas as they entered. 5 minutes later, the captain and Nicholas rejoined the rest of the group, completing the round.
Thank you again for another thrilling round. I will now display the results after round 2.
The results were displayed, and again, as expected. 2 humans created, 2 vampires created. Total humans 6, vampires 3.
Which starts now!
Melody went calmly with Beatrix as promised. The door closed behind the 2 of them as Beatrix went in with her to claim another vampiric victim. I regrouped with Shizuka and Kanashi, who were still happy to complete our initial plan.
Katashi and I paired up last round, and you went with Katashi in round 1. So now you can team up with me this round, and Katashi can go with Nicholas, perhaps?
We all nodded in agreement. We waited outside the dining hall as Kanashi Shizuka spoke to Nicholas about teaming up. A few minutes passed until Beatrix and Melody were done inside, allowing us to enter.
Better late than never. Sheesh.
So, hopefully you guys see the whole plot hole here. We're simply fashionably late.
Whatever makes you feel better about your tardiness.
We placed our hands on the terminals as before, then back into the hallway we went. By my count, I should have 3 babies. Definitely be enough to save me. 15 minutes later, the game came to a close. Dai appeared looking exceedingly pleased with herself.
I can't explain how exciting this game was for me. Watching you all sneak behind each other's backs. Betrayal at every turn. Bravo, everyone! Nothing less than what I expected from you humans. No need to keep you all in suspense. Time to announce the final count. The results. 6 human babies created. 6 vampire children created.
Wait, how is that possible?
That's right, folks. In a huge upset, it looks like the vampires win. Vampires win.
The vampires?
Glad your ears work.
There were 2 vampires?
Indeed, there were.
Kimiko and Beatrix worked together?
They did, but Beatrix was not the vampire.
Wait, I saw Beatrix and Kimiko leaving the dining hall together.
Afraid not, sailor. We simply walked from that direction. You assumed that we bred.
You didn't.
Nope. In fact, I bred with Nicholas in round 1.
Sorry.
Di, what's the final individual score?
Here is the final individual count.
I looked at the scores. I had the fewest amount of children, equal with Katashi. I tied for last with Katashi?
You did, but given that I only need to execute 1, I will allow the original vampire to choose which of you will be executed. Mother Vampire?
What? But who's your Clyde? The crew all turned to Melody.
Hey, Monkey, I'm a vampire. Rah!
You risked Melody?
There was never a risk. The crew all pulled together and we decided to sacrifice you instead. We all worked together, willingly becoming vampires.
Just to kill me?
Betrayal hurts, does it not? Take solace in knowing it will not hurt for much longer.
This is outrageous.
You broke the captain's heart. It's no more or less than you deserve, in my estimation.
I think this is the first time we've seen this expression on him. Kanashi and Nicholas both grabbed me by the scruff of my shirt and dragged me in the direction of the shuttle bay. Di, do something here. This isn't how the game works. You want me to help you? Yes. Hero, I watched the captain pour her heart out to you, and you threw her aside to save your own wretched skin. Isn't that what you wanted? Betraying each other is one thing, but betraying your true love? That's cold, Hero. What do you care? You don't even know what love feels like. I'm quite the romantic, I'll have you know. Katashi and Nicholas threw me to the airlock room floor, knocking the air out of my lungs. I heard the locking mechanism slide shut behind me. What about the Wheel of Fatality? What about your grand executions? Hero, a word of advice for your next life, if there is such a thing. In life, what you have, what you receive, is always what you deserve. What's that supposed to mean?
Di, please, empty out the trash.
Anything for you, Captain. Before I could think of a last futile retort, the outer airlock doors blew open and I was ripped out into open space. My mind filled with regret just as my lungs emptied. So, if you noticed in the previous games when we did the vampire children thing, someone always interfered with the 3rd round. So that was your clue that something was really wrong there. And I kind of alluded to it with the whole robbing the grave thing, am I right? So, yeah. It also makes absolutely no sense why everyone would decide to side with the captain all of a sudden. It's just a little weird.